Go.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to break down UFC Fight Night Derek Lewis versus Taliesin Teixeira. Let's get right into the card. First fight of the night, we got Fatima Kline 7-1 coming in at minus 1200 versus Melissa Martinez 8-1 plus 700. Crazy, crazy odds. But I'm definitely on Fatima Kline. The girl is very good, very, very talented striker. She came in as a striker. She fought Jasmine Jasdavicius, made it a very close fight. And she's not just a grappler. Like she can strike. She's not like some terrible striker on the feet. Melissa Martinez, more known for just being tough, a tough classic Mexican fighter. Pretty decent striker. She's not terrible on the ground. Like she's an okay fighter, but there's levels to this. Fatima Kline is at the top. Like she might not be the champion, but I think she can give everybody a tough fight. Like I think she is a legit top fighter. So I have to pick Fatima Kline. The odds are outrageous, but Fatima Kline should win the fight. What do you think?
Yeah, the odds are outrageous, but what's Melissa Martinez? What she gonna do? She might be able to hit her with a power shot, pretty much at some point, right? That's pretty much it. She backed up a lot against Ardeline. I arguably thought she could have lost that fight, but anyway, Fatima Klein, the grappling edge here is so wide, so just over so wide, and yeah, man. I mean, striking could be close, but this fight will hit the ground, and I think it's Fatima Klein by sub, to be quite honest with you.
All right, next fight of the night, we got Mike Davis, who is coming off the most terrible performance ever, but he is 11-3 as a minus 1,000 favorite, taking on Mitch Ramirez, 8-2 plus 600. Mitch Ramirez has had a couple chances here against UFC fighters, and he's lost every time. Most notably, the leg kicks to fucking
I
what's his
remember.
name? Who?
Forgot too. Like now that you're
It's Thiago Moises. Thiago Moises leg kicked the guy to a finish. Sorry, I knew who it was. I couldn't remember the name. But yeah, it was a bad performance. Thiago Moises beat the crap out of him, and obviously Thiago Moises did not look good last time out. So that's alarming in itself. Obviously, he got finished by Carlos Prates. No finish or no big deal there. But he just every time he gets a step up in competition, he loses. Mike Davis looked atrocious last fight, pulling guard all the time, just getting the crap beat out of him by Fares Ziem. I'm going to hope that that guy's just on a tear right now because he does have a big win streak going. He is a long rangey fighter who seems to be coming into his own. So I really didn't want to come into this picking Mike Davis, especially at minus 1,000. Like, that's just crazy. Coming off a loss, being minus 1,000. But best for best, Mike Davis is a way better fighter than Mitch Ramirez. Like, at his best, Mike Davis is a hell of a grappler. He's a good wrestler. Like, he should be better everywhere. And at minus 1,000, you better be better everywhere. But yes, give me Mike Davis. No way I'm betting it. What do you think?
yeah, I mean, he lost us and pretty much everybody a lot of money in that fight. Yeah, I mean, he was the better fighter in that fight. He's the better fighter in this fight. He's probably the better striker. Definitely the better ground game, and he doesn't know much to say here. He's the better fighter, and but coming off a big loss like that, all I heard was excuses out of his camp. All I heard was excuses out of his mouth. Paint, smell of paint, or injuries. But that guy's injured what all the time, anyways, right? So. Honest to God, he never looked as bad as he did. He always used to come forward, always used to push the action. And yeah, man, pulling guard against Fares ZM, it was so weird. What a weird fight. We're both sitting there, we're like, what is this guy doing? But anyways, I'm not gonna spend more time. He's the way better fighter.
All right, next fight of the night, heavyweight division. We got Kennedy and Njukuani versus minus 200, 14-5, sorry, taking on Walter Walker, 13-1 plus 170. I'm hearing a lot of people taking Walter Walker. I don't really get it. I mean, these Walker brothers, they're not really reliable. They don't have great chins. Obviously, this one's the grappler. This is not kind of similar, sorry, the opposite of his brother. His brother likes to strike and get knocked out. This one likes to grapple and risks getting knocked out. I think he's at risk for getting knocked out here. I mean, this all comes down to, do you think he's going to get the takedown or not? I don't know. I think Kennedy's the better fighter. I think Kennedy's a more well-rounded fighter. I think Kennedy wins the fight. I see a lot of people taking Walter Walker. I'm taking Kennedy. What do you think?
And yes, I see a lot of people talking about Walter Walker, and I just couldn't believe it. I think Kennedy's a better fighter here. Like, Yeah, he has the 80% takedown defense that he has is a little misleading because he hasn't really fought a grappler at heavyweight. But he did fight Jan Kupatalaba. He did fight Devin Clark. Those are two big wrestlers, and he held his own against those two guys. He's shown in the past that he can take an ass kicking, come back and win a fight against Carlos Alberg. He's shown a lot of things, and since he's come to the heavyweight division, yeah, he's got two easy fights. Walter Walker's had easy fights too. So like, and honest to God, what two heel hooks? That's what Walker's won. And you think he's gonna heel hook Kenny in the first round? Kenny's a big man. I think he's gonna make him work for takedowns. And Walker visibly tires as the fight goes. And yeah, I get on Kennedy's case for throwing a little low sometimes volume, but sometimes he just doesn't. I don't think he's going to need a hell of a lot of volume here. I think he's going to be able to use the striking to keep the distance, and Walker's going to tire. If he gets a takedown, he might, but Kennedy's also shown that he can scoot to fences, get up. He knows he's very aware. He doesn't sit on his back. He doesn't give up that time, right? So, and he's big, and I know Walker's big, but man, I haven't seen anything crazy out of him. Like, right? There's another guy later on here I haven't seen anything crazy out of either, too, and you can probably figure out where I'm gonna probably go with that. But yeah, man, I haven't seen. I'm not high on Walter Walker. I don't think he's a great fighter, and I'm sort of high on Kennedy, and I think he can do something in this division.
All right. Next fight of the night, we got Lauren Murphy. I don't know where the hell she's been. She's coming back 16-6 plus 450 versus Eduarda Moura 11-1 minus 600. Now, while I don't think Moura is some championship killer, I do think she's got Lauren covered here. Lauren Murphy, what was she known best for in her prime? She was known for, pretty good cardio, tough girl, that's about it. March forward, tough girl, and doesn't stop, whatever. But she's old as hell now. I think Eduarda Moura is going to be the younger, stronger athlete here. And I mean, her losing a split decision to Denise Gomez and then beating, who did she beat last time out?
Arnica Hardy.
Yeah, I think that is better than anything Lauren Murphy has done in the last few years. So I got to say, Eduardo Moura is going to win this fight. I hate the odds. Betting on any woman at minus 600, I just don't think it's worth it. But I think she should have Lauren Murphy covered everywhere unless she absolutely gasses out. That's the only way she could lose this fight is if she somehow gasses out, which I think she wins here. What do you think?
I don't know where Murphy's been. The last thing I remember is her getting her ass whooped by Jessica Andrade, just like butt whooped. So honestly, she's 41. Women, they don't do as well when they get older. It's like the lighter weight divisions, just as they get older, they slow down. And Mora struck a little bit more than you would like her to in her last fight, but she controlled everything. She controlled the striking distance, and she controlled when she took down Veronica Hardy. That Denise Gomes fight you're talking about, she had 5 takedowns, but she was pushing takedowns because she was losing striking. So. I don't think she's has to worry about too much losing of the striking battles in this Lauren Murphy fight. So yeah, I think it's just going to be a just picture perfect same thing as she did last time. Just control distance and take her down when she has to. So I'm not. Lauren's too old. Otherwise, I'd take a stab. But like honestly, it's more or whatever. Not
All
many
right.
fights you can bet on though, eh? Like they're so like the odds are so wide, right? So
It's crazy. It's very crazy.
yeah.
Next fight of the night, we got Jake Matthews, 20-7 plus 125, taking on Chidi and Njukuani, 25-10 minus 150. This is a fairly even line, and the line kind of makes sense. Like this is Jake Matthews going to get the takedown? If you think Jake Matthews is going to get the takedown, or if he can get them easily, then you're probably going to take Jake Matthews at dog money. That makes sense. If you think he can't get the takedown, then you probably think Chitty knocks him out, to be honest. I don't think Jake Matthews is a great striker. Um, I never trust Chitty. I don't know what it is. I never trust the guy, but I am going to take him here. I've never been big on Jake Matthews. So I fully understand the path. I fully get it. Jake Matthews can take him down and win this fight. I'm going to say Chitty's takedown defense is okay. He's been in there at middleweight with some bigger guys. I'm going to take Chitty. Again, I never fully trust him. This comes down to the takedown. Give me Chitty. What do you think?
This one here, I know Chitty's got the reach advantage. I know he's the more powerful striker. I know he's been looking good at his weight class. But Chidi's always been a good underdog, never been a good favorite. And Jake Matthews knows how to push the pace. He's been in there a long time. And no, I love Jake Matthews, but that fight against Phil Rowe, is kind of the blueprint that he needs to do in this fight here too, right? So that fight against Phil Rowe, if you remember, he pushed that pace. He made Phil work, and then when Phil worked, he slowed down. And when Chidi works, he'll slow down. He's against Dos Santos in our last fight. He was able to keep that distance, able to shoot those knees and not those knees, those kicks right up the gut. And Dos Santos was mercy wrestling all the time and trying to just waste all his energy doing that kind of shit. Yeah, Jake is probably gonna mix in some energy. I mean, some energy, some takedown. Sorry, but I also think that he can stay with the striking too. And Jake always finds a way to get inside on guys. It's so weird, right? I'm gonna take Jake Matthews. I'm gonna take a shot on Jake Matthews because I do trust him as a, a dog shot here is not so bad because Chidi has shown chinks in the armor before, and yeah, he's on a good run, but yeah, man,
Yeah,
I just think there's a path here for Jake.
there's definitely a path. Next fight of the night, we got Chris Action Man Curtis, 31-12, coming in as a minus 334 favorite in the welterweight division against Max Griffin, 20-11 plus 250. Uh, Strange fight. I think the odds are a little wide considering, Chris Curtis, what have we seen of him at welterweight? I mean, on paper, it should be a good move, but I mean, until we see it, I don't know. It's a bit strange to be that big of a favorite. You got to think Chris Curtis definitely has the takedown defense to keep it standing. So it's going to be a stand up fight. Chris Curtis definitely has the power advantage, probably should have the hands advantage, but Max Griffin has the length and probably the volume. So Chris Curtis has always had an issue with me with like my issue with Chris Curtis has always been his volume, his output. He can be pretty low volume sometimes. So I think the odds are too wide with those things considering, but I'm still going to pick Chris Curtis as the better fighter. I don't love the odds. What do you think?
Yeah, Chris Mediator, eat your words in his last three fights because his last three fights, what you say, 142, 124, and 140.
Maybe I've just always said this because he used to be low
Yeah,
volume.
he used to be though. Right? But the funniest part is when he used to have that low volume is the fights that he was winning, those three fights, the fights that he loses. But like it's the other guy that usually has to push it to make Chris kind of do the work, right? You know what I mean? So if Chris is allowed to lead the dance, yeah, I feel like he is a little bit low volume because he doesn't push out that pace that the other guy pushes out because he doesn't have to match anything. Now, Max and him pretty much. Max has got about a 1 or 2 inch reach advantage, but Max don't use it. He's looking gun shy. He's looking slow. I don't know, man. I just think Action Man is just the better fighter, and I don't think anyone's getting this to the ground. And honestly, if somebody wants to get it to the ground, it's Action Man. If he so chooses to get this to the ground, it's going to be Action Man. I just don't think either one, and I think it's going to be a striking battle. And yeah, I just think Chris Curtis is just a notch above Max Griffin in the striking. That's it. And he's faced the better guys, in my opinion. So
All right. Next fight of the night, we got Junior Tafa, 6-3, minus 160 favorite, taking on Tokkos, 10-5, plus 130 underdog. I think Junior Tafa sucks. Now, obviously, Tuco isn't great either, so this is a weird one for me. I always want to bet against Junior Tafa. In fact, I just don't think he's good. Uh, I don't know, man. I don't like Junior Tafa at favorite odds. I know the guy can crush some cans. I know Tuco's not good. Tuco at least has some pressure, and he seems like a tough guy. And if he can just hang in there, that might be enough to win him the fight because Junior Tafa gasses like a motherfucker. So if Tuco can just take a beating for a round, have that Homer Simpson head, make this go to round two or round three, he might be able to beat Junior Tafa because I think Junior Tafa stinks. I don't know. There's no real feeling on this fight. Um, I should just take Tuco because I think Junior Tafa sucks, and now it's gonna bite me in the ass. Junior Tafa's gonna knock him out because what does he does? He beats cans, and Tuco's not good. Before I make my pick, what are you thinking here?
so Junior Tafa, does he have the touch of death? I don't think he has the touch of death. And this fight's down at 205, so I'm not sure if the power kind of comes along with the weight loss in this fight as well, too. Now, that being said, he's shown on more than one occasion that he can be taken down and held down, right? Like, so in two of those three losses that Tuco had, I believe he, you know, he's used his takedown. He took down what's his name, the Asian guy that knocked him out. He took him down, and he took down Navajo Sterling three times. But also, those guys are also better than Junior Tafa, right? And they both got up. So Junior Tafa's never gotten up. Like,
He
oh,
sucks.
one held him down twice to win that fight. Just held him there, right? And then the other guy held him. I don't even care because I just honestly, okay, so like he brings that same game plan he went against Navajo Sterling. He brings that same game plan to this fight. He wins. That's all I say.
Yeah,
It-
good. Then I'm happy that you just gave me the push because I thought you were going to be on their side, the other
no,
side.
no, I can't take
But
a guy that I fucking bet against in every single fight and isn't because I just don't see anything from him. And when he gets taken down, he's like a doormat.
I agree. All right, so we're both going Tuco Tacos.
Yeah. I
There's
mean,
our underdog pick.
it's
All right.
dumb, but like whatever. I just think same game plan, three takedowns. Three takedowns is more than enough to beat Junior Tafa.
I think he sucks. I agree. All right, next fight of the night, we got Vitor Petrino, 11-2 minus 700. Stupid. Austin Lane, 13-6 plus 500. Stupid odds here. Listen, Austin Lane, we know that the guy can get knocked out. Absolutely. And we know Vitor Petrino, look at him. He's a fucking monster. I'm sure he hits hard. I'm sure he can knock out Austin Lane. But Vitor Petrino has been fraud checked. He is not very good. He's not. Austin Lane at least is getting clocked by, I should say big guys. Vitor's a big guy. Vitor is a big guy, but still, Vitor Petrino knocked out against Dustin Jacoby, lost to Anthony fucking Smith. Anthony Smith stinks. He quit in that fight. He tapped faster than fucking anybody I've ever seen. Now, obviously, Austin Lane's not going to tap anybody out, but I don't know, man. Listen, Petrino should roll here. Austin Lane obviously can be KO'd, but he's a fucking big explosive guy. For all his flaws, he still has a chance to KO Vitor Petrino. He does. Petrino can be KO'd. We've seen it. So I just think these odds are way too wide. In fact, I would say dog or pass from a betting perspective. Now, because we have to make a pick, fine, I'll take fucking Vitor Petrino, but I do not trust the guy whatsoever. I would not be putting money on him at minus 700. What do you think?
Vitor Pacino's the better fighter. He's shown that he's a better striker and a better ground game. But like, how could you even trust this guy? Like you said, you can't. He's the better fighter, though. I'm taking Vitor Pacino to win this fight because Austin Lane has won first rounds and lost fights in a ton of fights against Denise, against that guy, the last guy. He won the first round in that one too. Um, but he can get knocked out. I don't know if he's getting knocked out here. Vito Petrino's got the worst IQ I've ever seen. He's pretty dumb in the cage, and but he's got all the talents in the world. So talent should get him through this fight. That's all I have to say about that.
All right, next fight of the night, we got Nate the Train Landwehr, 18-6 plus 200 underdog to Morgan Charriere, 20-11-1 minus 250. Morgan is a pretty good striker. He's also unreliable, to be honest. And Nate Landwehr, you might even say he's the more well-rounded fighter because the guy can get you to the ground and work some ground game in. I don't think he's going to be able to get Morgan to the ground, truthfully. I think he is going to be stuck on the feet, and I think on the feet Morgan is going to win. Even though Morgan can sometimes be low volume, he can sometimes slow down. Like I said, I really don't trust the guy a ton, but I do think he will avoid like any submissions, any scrambles that are going to get him in a bad spot and get him caught. I don't think that's going to happen. So I am going to take Charriere to be the better striker and win the fight. What do you think?
This is my pick. I'm taking Nate the Train on this one.
I knew you were going to do that. I don't know.
Train on this one.
I don't like my man.
I have hated Morgan Charriere from the time he's coming into this UFC. I said he was low volume. All those decisions he won in his past fights, regional, whatever, they've always been split decisions. This guy, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's like, he lets guys get close. He's mad at Chepe Mariscal winning that fight. Damn straight Chepe Mariscal won that fight.
Chepe's good. I think Chepe's better than Nate Landwehr, I think.
Yeah, but Nate comes. So this is plus 200 on Nate. This is where Nate comes through. When Nate's a favorite, Nate never comes through. When Nate's a plus big money underdog, Nate comes through. Nate's gonna push this guy. This guy got pushed by Nathaniel chinny ass Wood, right? Like that's what I'm saying. He got pushed by Nathaniel. Couldn't knock that guy out. He's knocking out. He's not knocking out Nate Landwehr.
Landwehr's kind of chinny too.
Nah, no. Nate Landwehr's dumb, but not chinny because he just runs in like a madman. And I think a madman's enough here, right? I don't know, man. This guy, he comes in as yeah, you know what? Dohu Choi honestly looked like he could kill them both in that last fight. Like he looked real good. The Korean Superboy looked real good in that fight. Like he looked top notch, the kind of the old Korean Superboy. So it's not a like if that fight was when Korean Superboy was Korean Superboy, you would have picked like he would have been the favorite in that fight, and you would have picked Korean Superboy. So that's not a big thing. He beat Emmers, he lost to Ige, and then just like these are guys. He beat Lingo, beat Onama, beat Ludovic Klein. Like fuck, look at that list. It's a lot better than Morgan, goddamn Charriere. Like goddamn, bro, he couldn't even throw. I don't. Oh man, he threw 42 strikes against Nathaniel Wood, could never get it going. Got hit, got knocked down, and got gun shy, right? Like so, oh man, he beat Gabriel Manda, big freaking deal, right? So, and then he was gun shy against Chepe too, and Chepe just comes forward, kind of like Nate. So screw it, plus 200. I'm taking Nate.
I like it. For the record, I don't really like either of them, so whatever. I'll root for you for that reason, but I'm gonna take Morgan with the striking.
Yeah.
Next fight of the night, we got Calvin Kattar, 23-9 plus 100, taking on Stevie Garcia, 12-5, coming in at minus 125. Uh, Funny to see the odds like this. A few years ago, I think Kattar would have been a huge favorite, but he has just lost and lost and lost and lost, and I mean, how much beatings can you take? What's the game plan here? The game plan is obviously the same for him in every single fight. Work the boxing. I'm a good boxer, but fuck, he got boxed to a fucking pulverization against Max Holloway. I mean, Aljamain Sterling took him down no problem. I don't know, man. Stevie Garcia doesn't have the hands Calvin Kattar has, but he hits harder. So the power advantage is Steve Garcia. The grappling advantage is Steve Garcia. Stevie Garcia's been finished as well, but is Calvin Kattar a finisher? So even if he gets going, is he going to finish him? I don't think so. So fuck, I can't believe I'm saying it, but I think I'm taking Steve Garcia to win this fight. Not sure how he does it exactly. I think it's some sort of getting it to the ground, whether it's striking or getting the takedown or whatever. But at some point, maybe he gets them down. Maybe the volume. Strange fight. Calvin Kattar's been in there with the way better fighters, so experience counts for something. He just hasn't been able to get off lately. He just has not been able to get off, and he has a lot of bad luck. Tough call. Tough call. I'm gonna take Steve Garcia. It's not a super confident pick. Not a confident pick at all. What do you think?
I'm taking Garcia. I'm not confident because there's a couple things, right? So I went into the breakdown looking to pick Calvin Kattar because he's the better fight. I mean, I guess if you look at all their body of work, he would be the better fighter. But there's a couple problems though. Like now, my only issue with Garcia is like Kevin Kattar kind of doesn't get finished, and like, does he have the stamina to push a pace for 3 rounds? Because he hasn't been having to push a pace for 3 rounds because he has been finishing guys. So that's a red flag. But like Kattar, it was the last fight against Yusuf Salah when he looked so goddamn gun shy that it scared me. Like, did he lose his boxing? Because he looked so gun shy in a fight that, he could have been in. Not that Yusuf Zal sucks or anything, but like he didn't throw up a tremendous amount of volume. But like he got soundly outstruck 75-40 or something like that and just like owned on the outside. So that was my problem here. Like we know Steve Garcia is going to come forward. How is Cater going to deal with it? Is he going to just counter him all day? Because I don't know. I think Steve's going to have to make this a little dirty so he can save some of his cardio, push him a little up against the cage, and like you said, maybe use a takedown or two. But he hasn't used it since what, the Charlie Ontiveros fight back in the day. But yeah, man, like I just can't get behind Cater because that last fight he looked so gun shy. So if he's gun shy in a fight where Yusuf Zaval is standing on the outside and picking him apart, what's he gonna do when there's fucking zombies coming after you just throwing punches? So like I just don't know how he's gonna deal with it. He has a rock solid head, so I mean, there's always a chance that Garcia punches himself out and gets done. But Yeah, I'm gonna take Steve Garcia.
One thing to note too is I've made a lot of money on Steve Garcia fights. I always take the extra value. It's always a finish. Like win or lose, this guy does he's a berserker. He comes right at you, which
He got
creates
good odds. I think he
chaos.
got good
He
odds.
creates chaos. He thrives in the chaos. And if he loses, he's gonna get caught and go down in the chaos. So you might even look at like a under 1.5 round line. I know it sounds crazy because Calvin Kattar is generally a decisionator, but I'm telling you, this isn't about Calvin Kattar. This is just the chaos that Steve Garcia brings. The guy just walks straight forward and he's kill or be killed. So I've made a lot of money on the unders on Stevie Garcia fights. The props drop tomorrow. We'll see what those look like, but I'll be looking at the
Plus
unders
220, it
personally.
actually out. Plus
Uh,
220 for KO for Steve Garcia. So gross.
but what is like even just a fight not to go or under 2.5, under 1.5? Are those out?
Yeah, well, minus 150 under 2.5. I like that.
I love that. You caught both sides covered because this guy's going to catch you or he's going to get caught. And I like that. Covers both sides. All right. Co-main event of the evening. We got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, 17-8-1 plus 300 underdog. Huge underdog to Gabriel Bonfim, 17-1 minus 400. You know what? I hate this matchup. I'm rooting for Wonderboy. I'll tell you right now, I'm almost always rooting for Wonderboy because I feel bad for him. They keep fucking giving this guy grappler after grappler after grappler, other than Buckley, other than the Buckley fight, which he was winning until he got caught, by the way. But man, this guy's not contending for the belt. He's not. Like, let him have some fun, fan friendly fights. I'm not saying this isn't a fun fight, but man, give him a striker here and there, man. His best fights are against strikers. I don't want to see him get held down or grappled or submitted because that's exactly what Gabriel Bonfim is going to want to do here. Obviously, you got a younger, should be the faster athlete, the more explosive guy at this point, at this age in their life. Gabriel Bonfim should be able to take him down and probably choke him out or win by just being on top. And fuck, that is not what I want to see for Stephen Thompson's last fights. I want to see him face some strikers and have fun fucking fights. So I don't like it. I'm rooting for Wonderboy. Bonfim should absolutely be able to take him down. What do you think?
Bonfim's had multiple takedowns in like three fights. He looks like he's over that little Nicholas Dalby blip in his career. He's looked pretty good in his last few fights. He's definitely the better wrestler, the better grappler, the better well-rounded fighter. He's probably not the better striker, but he can strike. He doesn't suck on the feet. So he's just younger, faster, stronger, just like you said, man. And he's just gonna win this fight. And it's unfortunate. They need to match these more legends up with better fighters, man. Like this is not the guy you want to put a legend up against. But yeah, I guess it's a good notch in Bonfim's cap. But yeah, he should win this. I think it's by sub.
All right. And the main event of the night, we got Derek Lewis, 28-12, coming in at plus 225, taking on Taliesin Teixeira, 8-0, I believe, 8-0 or 8-1?
8-1, I think it is.
8-1, 8-1, Taliesin Teixeira minus 275. Um, Whatever. Regardless, Derek Lewis gets punched and he turtles now. That's probably what's going to happen. Sure, he's got a puncher's chance early in the fight. I think this is a first round finish. I think Teixeira is going to finish him. Derek Lewis absolutely can knock him out too. So if you're on Derek Lewis, either way, take by knockout because Derek Lewis will turtle at some point. If it gets to a point of him getting hit, he's going to turtle. And if it doesn't get to the point of him getting hit, well, then he's going to KO Teixeira. So either way, somebody's getting KO'd here. There's no chance in hell this is going 5 rounds. I don't think there's a chance in hell it's going 2 rounds. Um, I'm on Teixeira first round, but hey, I wouldn't blame anyone for stabbing Derek Lewis first round. You're probably looking at plus 700 or something stupid like that. Derek Lewis can put anybody's lights out, so I won't fault anyone for playing that. What do you think?
I think Teixeira wins. I think it's because he's younger. I think he's faster, and he comes right after him. That might be a problem with Lewis, but whatever. I think Lewis is older, and he's never been a high volume kind of guy, but he's just had the death touch, right? So the death touch might work here, but I'm gonna go with the younger Teixeira. There's not really much of a like clinical breakdown here. No one's gonna wrestle. No one's gonna stand on the outside and jab anybody, and yeah, you're pretty much gonna see Teixeira try to get him up against the cage, do that elbow thing that he did against the what's his name? Was it Tafa? I think it was in his last fight. Yeah, he's gonna pretty much do the same thing here. Derek might be able to push him away and hit him. I mean, if you look back at the Teixeira, what Contender Series fight, he did knock him out, but he got hit. He got hit in that fight too. And getting hit by Black Beast is sometimes a different way of getting hit, if you know what I mean. So maybe this guy hasn't experienced that, but it I can't even take Black Beast in this spot because like I just I know when he can do it. What was it, Nascimento that we took him against? Was that the guy that he beat last? Rodrigo Nascimento.
Rodrigo.
I
I
think
know who you're talking. It wasn't Nascimento. It was the other guy,
it was the other
Lima, De
guy.
Lima.
Yeah, it was Nascimento. Yeah,
Was it? Oh
yeah, and
shit.
he beat Lima. He lost to Almeida and he lost to
All
Spiva.
right. All right.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, point is, it's like I can see you take a shot on Derek Taylor. Like, if you're gonna bet this fight, I can see someone take the plus 300 for him to knock out, or plus 600 for him to knock the other guy out. But the pick that I think is actually gonna happen is Teixeira knockout, and you're just not getting good odds on that. That's for sure. It's minus 163. It's gross.
That's terrible. That's straight up terrible. All right, guys, there you have it. Those are the picks for UFC Fight Night, Lewis versus Teixeira. We'll talk soon, guys. Good luck.